What you're looking at is the Gila River. It's the 115th Avenue Bridge over the Gila River. They built that. It's actually been there a number of years. I remember when they first opened that up though. They built that so that they could get people in and out of Phoenix International Raceway. You've got a lot of water in the Gila River. I can see it's a minor river now. I've seen a lot more water in the Gila. I was here in 1979, I was here in 1980 when we had that 100-year and 500-year flood. I don't know what that mountain range is. Right there. You look at the map. That's not the Bradshaws. It's too far. It's not far enough north for the Bradshaws. You can see some of the buildings of what we call the Valley of the Sun. Like you can hear overhead a general aviation aircraft. The airport is not too far from here. Of course, that guy could be headed for Phoenix Sky Harbor Airport. Sky Harbor's got all kind of stuff. It's like a major airline, home to a number of major airlines. It's got a military base over there, and it's got a general aviation airport there also. And I remember, about 30, 40 years ago, I watched a C-5A take off. That is one big ass airplane. You can get like 6 Greyhound buses in the belly of one of those things. They're so big. I'll give you a slow pan of the valley here. I'm gonna put this on YouTube. I'd like to take you down into the. That's some of the maintenance facilities for the Phoenix International Raceway. That's just west of me here. That's the racetrack itself. Several things I'm not sure quite why they don't do. Well, they just redid that track a couple years ago. They spent quite a bit. Why they didn't make the track. They've got the parking lot just west of there. Why they didn't eat up part of that parking lot? Maybe they make that to a 1.5 mile track. I don't know quite why there may be some reason why they didn't do that. It's like a mile and 1/8 oval, something like that. There are people down there. There are people working out there in a week or week and a half, 2 weeks, something like that, to have a race down there. What I'm looking at there are the Estrella Mountains. Back to the racetrack there. I don't know what those mountains further west are there. I think that's Estrella. I think that's another range. Now right there, beginning right about here, are the White Tank Mountains. I need to watch the viewfinder so I can't. That's one of my bad habits is not watching the viewfinder, not keeping the shot in focus. That's one thing I need to be careful of. So that's a White Tank Mountain Range. Some chick wants to get out in the White Tanks, either waterfall hike or there's a bunch of stuff to do out in the White Tank Park. If you want to go out and hike the Scar. The Scar, if you go to Verado Heights, Scar, something like that. If you type the Scar, here on YouTube it'll give you something else, but if you type Verado Heights, the north part of Buckeye they call Verado. Anyway, I'll take you back around here. I'm going to show you this monument here in a second. I need to figure out what that mountain range is right in there. Now let me take you to my pack down there. Pack, bottle pop, my cell phone's in there, my ghost meter's in there. Now this, let me read this for you. So River Gila Meridian. I can read this. U.S. Department of the Interior, install point established in 1865, Gila and Salt River Meridian, Arizona, Bureau of Land Management, Cardinal Survey. This dated 2006, so this has been redone. This little steel one is dedicated to all the landowners in the state of Arizona. Arizona Professional Land Surveyors, originally set by A.B. Gray in 1851. There's another one, if I can stand back up, because I didn't take a real strenuous. We get to before I show that other marker. Now I saw a couple of City of Avondale trucks leaving over there. I see some tents set up over there. I'm not sure what that is. Looks like people living in those tents, but I'm not quite sure what that is. You can see right in front of me those tents and stuff down there. Maybe the City of Avondale was just going over there and making sure the people behave themselves. I don't know. But right in front of me again is Gila River Bridge. Let me show you this. Let me see if my ghost meter. That's cycle off. Let me turn it on with my hand. My ghost meter. Deliberately left my pack. Yeah, I'm getting something. There shouldn't be any. Something setting it off. Now I'm gonna, after I turn my camera off, I'm just gonna see what I get. The only thing up here besides the electronics in my camera is my phone. My phone is down in my hiking pack. But there shouldn't be any electromagnetic fields for quite some distance up here. Something's setting it off. Then it goes up here, touch that little thing on the very top. I must take my small finger just very slowly so it doesn't. If I set it, if I do this wrong, it'll set off. See if I can get it very. Touch right here where my finger's at. If you're a ghost, just touch it with your finger. Touch it with your hand or finger or something. There's no power lines. There's no electrical hookup up here for quite some distance. That's weird that I'm getting some type of feel up here. Of course, that could be some. I see lots of quartz in here. I don't know if quartz would. There's a lot of energy in quartz, but I don't know if quartz would set that off or not. That's weird. I'm going to move this over. If I can stand up. I don't know. Something was setting it off. That's weird. I'm going to do something else here, then I'll turn it back on again in a second. I'm going to post another video on my phone. That'll go straight to. Let me show you this. This property has been placed on the National Registry of Historic Places, the United States Department of the Interior. It's a historic. It's been here long before Arizona was a state. In fact, I'm sure a lot of people were born and died within the space between 1851 and 1912. There's a lot of Phoenix over that direction. I think that's South Mountain. South Mountain is over that direction. You follow that little trail. I think that's where Baseline should be. Baseline Road. I told you how Baseline got its name. If you see where this east-west line, that lines up with Baseline Road. That's what baseline means. It is the base line for some of our land managements. The other one is 115th Avenue. If you followed 115th Avenue, if it went straight, it would run right into this line. Now let me show this one over here. Other brass. I read it a minute ago. It's all beat up. It's kind of hard to read. Army Corps of Engineers, U.S. Army. It's got dates and stuff on it, but it's kind of hard to read. It's brass, somewhat soft. It's been kicked around for years and years. I don't know how this one is 4 or 5 feet from that one. Don't get that. Let me see the farm fields and factory buildings and houses and airports and mountain ranges. Let me keep on going clock.